So in the description of my most recent cover, I said that I would follow up on a video that I had made and then taken down a few months ago about some vocal cord problems I was having, and I would give you an update about what's happened since. So I'll just take care of that now. So back in the beginning of August, I uploaded a video where I talked about how I was having some voice issues and that I had gone to an ENT. And the ENT took a look and said he saw my vocal cords looked like I was in the early stages of developing vocal nodules again. And so they made a follow-up appointment with a different specialist in the beginning of September. So the video was made before I had that follow-up with that specialist at the beginning of September. The reason that the video was taken down was because the information I got from that appointment was contradictory to what I was told at the first appointment, where the guy told me it looked like I was in the early stages of nodules. That was not true. However, the news that I got was actually kind of worse, that being that there wasn't anything there. There wasn't much of anything there to speak of at all. This is the same doctor's office who, if you all remember, I had a sinus surgery last year, and I mentioned that there was a doctor's office who ignored me every time I told them I had sinus issues. They would just write it off as allergies, and it turned out I had a lingering sinus infection that had been there for like a couple of years that now needed a surgery to get rid of. This doctor's office once again resorted to allergies being the root cause of my problem. Now, these vocal cord problems were not characteristic of allergies. I've had allergies before. I know how allergies affect my voice. That's not it. I left being told to try different allergy medications, like cycle through them and see what happens. Singers aren't supposed to take allergy meds. They dry you out. That's bad for your vocal cords. This is the doctor who found my early vocal nodules 4 years ago, so that's why I trusted them on this. Won't be making that mistake again. So I left with no insight. The doctor didn't even say I needed to stop singing, so I just kind of kept on. Anyway, since that appointment, here's what's happened. I did try the allergy medication thing. It didn't work, really. There was about a week and a half span of time where it seemed like maybe it was working, and then that ended pretty spectacularly. So after that appointment, which was September 5th, I believe, or some thereabouts, it just was all over the place. Almost immediately following the appointment, things got worse. And then they kind of looked like they might be getting better. Then they got worse again. And it's just been all over the place. I haven't, since October, I've had to go on prednisone for every single gig that I've done for a multitude of reasons. There have been moments where it seemed like I might be able to go without, but then because of the job I have, I'm exposed to a lot of germs, so I'd end up getting sick, so I'd have to go on prednisone because of that, or I would just have to go on prednisone because the voice strain was there, and there was no way it was going to happen without it. So I've been putting my body through a lot, and I've been putting my vocal cords through a lot. Real quick side note, I had been getting sick a lot like since September anyway. So it almost seemed like every week there was some sort of new infection, whether it was like a cold or a throat thing. So I had to take prednisone. I have been since August. I think I've been on like 3 or 4 different rounds of antibiotics. So if there ever was a time where it seemed like the voice would be healing, it was pretty shot down quick by whatever the next sickness was. So where we've been for most of November, has been, there was a period of time in which there wasn't like any significant voice loss, but the voice wasn't back. It was in this weird spot where it seemed like things would be okay, but then if I tried to use it for any sort of extended period of time, things would just stop working pretty quickly, whether that be like the range would start getting clipped or the voice would start becoming tired very, very easily. I could get like, I don't know, maybe a few, like maybe 10 minutes out of it, and then it would just kind of start to go away. And obviously there's been a few moments where things have been okay, because like I was able to make that recording of I Don't Want to Miss a Thing, which I have no clue how that happened, to be honest with you. There's no reason that should have came out the way it did. I don't know how it did. But that is a fluke. That is not normal for this period of time. For the most part, it's just not been functional. So what happens next? Well, I have an appointment with a different specialist. This guy is like the guy for the area where I live. His name is Dr. Aaron Jaworek. He is very highly recommended to me by just about everybody. And again, he's the guy you go to if you live in this area and you have singing voice problems. He specializes specifically in the singing voice. So if he can't find out what's going on, then nobody can. Here's what I'm sort of sitting with mentally on this whole thing. After the outcome of the last appointment, I've realized that there is no outcome to this appointment that I'm going to like. Allow me to explain. At this point, I will be amazed if there isn't some kind of structural damage after all the singing with the steroids I've done. Everything, having to try and sing with whatever this mystery problem is in general. And also just the way things have been on the normal days now, which again are not normal, speaks to there being some sort of a structural thing now. I think, again, I can't speak with any certainty on that anymore. So one of two things is going to happen at this appointment. Neither are great. One, I'm going to go there and they're going to tell me there's like a nodule or some sort of like damage, physical damage. Or two, once again, they're going to tell me that they don't see anything and it will continue to remain a mystery. You will be surprised to know that the outcome that I want is the first one. I want them to find physical damage. I want them to find a nodule. I want them to find a polyp because I want an actual answer. I've been saying this since that appointment in September. I wish that they had found something in September because what I wanted was an answer, and what I got was basically I was told, like, you're shit out of luck. We're not going to help you. And if that happens again, if they look and they don't see anything again, I don't know what I'm going to do because I can't go on like this. Singing is too important to me. I can't go on not being able to sing and not even knowing why. It's, if I had a reason for it, it would still be hard not to sing, but at least I'd know and maybe there's a solution. So like them finding something wrong isn't great either. And that's going to be upsetting as well. But at least then we can come up with a plan to fix it. I didn't get this last time and I just had to keep going. And now it could very well have been that back then, whatever the original problem was, if it was something that we could have intervened with and just stopped this back then, it now probably isn't. And if there is physical, structural damage to the vocal cord, which explains what's happening now, as great as it will be to have an answer, it's not going to tell me what the problem was originally because that physical structural damage is there because of whatever the original problem was. And I didn't get an answer to what that problem was back then. So how the hell am I going to stop this from happening if, say, I have to get vocal nodule removal surgery? And if I don't know what the problem was, like if it's environmental, if it's something I'm doing, if God knows what, I can't fix it if I don't know what it is. So if I go there and they find a nodule, that'll explain what's happening now. And great. Surgery can get that removed if it's in a place where it needs surgery. At this point, I'm desperate for that to be the answer because I need an answer and I need it to be something that can be fixed. But then the problem's going to be, well, how are we going to find out what was going on before? That's where I am. And I'm trying not to panic. I went through a period of enough emotional distress over this before. I've been nonchalant. I've just been like, fuck it. I'll take the steroids for the gig and have a good time during the gig. And then, as soon as the appointment comes around, we'll figure out then. But it's just, again, whatever the problem is now probably isn't just whatever the problem was back then. It's probably now something that has come as a result of whatever the original problem was. So it's going to be hard to get the original answer if there is now something else. If any of that makes sense. I know I'm kind of rambling. This is very annoying to talk about. Anyway, I have that appointment next week in 5 days on December 18th. You'll know what I find out, I'll make another update video telling you guys what's going on, whether it's if they find something or they don't. Um, but yeah, that's where I am. That's it. It's been confusing. It's been annoying. It's pissed me off. Um, I, I'm just want them to find something. I don't want to go there and be told that there's nothing wrong because I don't know what I'll do. Like, because my voice is not, it's gone, essentially. Like, I do not have the voice that I had. And if this is the voice I have now, that's not what I want. And singing is too goddamn important to me to go on with less than what I had before. So, you know, anyway, I will let you all know what happens when it happens. That's on Monday of next week. I have it early in the morning, so you'll know maybe same day, whatever I find out. But yeah, until then, wish me luck.